Hey friends, Prince here at PAX Aus 2022, and I'm joined now by Jess from Studio Folly, who made Gubbins. Jess, what is Gubbins? What are Gubbins?
Gubbins, so Gubbins is a game about words and things where you take letters from a draw pile and place them on the board. And as you're doing that, little characters called Gubbins will help and hinder you. So like a pencil might act like a Scrabble tile, or a skateboard might come through and mess you up. Yeah.
Where did the idea come from?
So it kind of started from my partner's love of board games and my love of typography. My background's in graphic design, and so we thought that would be the sort of perfect collision of our two worlds and also be a smaller project to start with. It turns out it's not.
You spoke a little bit yesterday at Parallels about the team that you brought on, and I mean, that you spoke about not wanting to, or I'm not sure if wanting was so much the point, but you brought on a team of people that hadn't really worked in games before.
Yeah.
What has that experience been like working with people that, you know, are very, very good at what they do, but don't necessarily know how, or might not know how to translate that into what games need?
Yeah, I mean, everyone we sought out, they weren't even looking to get into games. We just thought their work was amazing, and it's been extremely seamless. I highly recommend other teams do it. It took us half an hour of briefing, and then they're in there making games. And I think a bit of that is a strategy in, you know, having a project that's simple and sort of having, like, for example, our artwork's super simple, vector-based, and that makes it really easy for someone to jump in and contribute. Yeah.
At the free play Parallels talk as well, you and Darcy spoke a little bit about monetization and about traversing the difficult space that is mobile. Can you speak a little bit to what you were faced with and how you responded to it?
Yeah, so I guess we want to make a beautiful quality product and make the primary experience just challenging and fun and not really focused on, I guess, being there in order to buy things, you know, and we want to make money. We're a commercial business, but we don't want to do that in a way that's predatory or unethical or, you know, traps people in a position where the game gets so difficult that they have no choice but to spend money if they want to keep playing. We want to do it in a way that is rewarding and, you know, people feel like they're not being taken advantage of.
And so I think part of the, how you responded to it, right, was not, because I think at first Gubbins was primarily for mobile.
Yes.
Part of that response, I imagine, was likely to go multi-platform. Is that fair to say?
That's right, yeah. I mean, after sort of traveling the world and speaking to a lot of different devs and a lot of different partners, I think that's probably the best strategy for us, where we can leverage an audience from a few different places, and hopefully that builds up to be a sort of a decent amount of money to support the game and also start the next thing.
What are some of the biggest lessons that you've learnt so far in working on Gubbins?
So I've done a lot of design projects, but this is my first game, and Darcy sort of spent 7 or so years working on our Mellow, which was one of Australia's biggest IPs of the last decade. I mean, I think we started off with this plan, but keeping your scope small and achievable, and sort of reaching out to the correct funding bodies and all of that sort of thing has really helped us. I think that we probably will tackle the next game slightly differently, with particular publishers in mind, with particular sort of relationships sort of in mind, and get on top of them pretty early. Not that we didn't do that in the first place, but our biggest challenge, I guess, has just been the fact that we're quote unquote unproven, where it's our first game as a studio, and while our product is amazing, a lot of people aren't necessarily willing to take a risk until, you know, we have data and all of the things that they're wanting.
I guess, do you feel like that's a bit of an unexpected tone that publishers, is the gist I get, aren't willing to warm to something like this?
Yeah, I think it's coming from just them becoming so data driven and less focused on looking at products, maybe not even having that experience in the dev cycle. You know, some of the best publishers in the world, like Annapurna and whatnot, they're on that dev side, and so they're really investing in really art-focused projects, and that pays off for them. But in sort of the mobile space, it's so much about data. They don't really care about the creative integrity of a project on average. And so that's sort of been a bit of a hurdle for us. But yeah, kind of having the game out now and talking to so many devs and whatnot, like people are seeing the value in the approach that we're taking. And I think that success may not look like pure just dollars coming through sales or conversion in the app. It might come in other ways and different means, and on the future projects or different deals. Like, there's many ways to be successful, and there's plenty of time to sell out.
Totally.
Yeah.
Look, if people want to find out more about Gubbins or Studio Folly, where can they go?
So we've got a cute new website up, so you can check it out there. Watch the trailer. People are loving it, which is very nice. And we've got a Twitter up, and we're going to have an Instagram up soon too. Maybe even TikTok. We'll see.
All right, Jess, thank you so much for your time.
You're very, very welcome.